Hello, Lisa here. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if this is your first time popping in. If you are new here, you should know that I am a tarot content creator, a tarot reader, a tarot author, and I actually have a few books out. First one is not tarot related. This is my book, The Self-Worth Path. You can find this on Amazon, or you can ask for it at your local bookstore. A lot of times they can bring it in for you. This is my tarot book, Unlocking the Tarot, Create Your Own Keys, which I'm super proud of. It published by Llewellyn Books last year and really meant to help you learn the tarot. Every card has a keyword system you can learn that you can create your own keyword. I'm not explaining this well, but the synopsis on the Amazon page or your bookstore page will probably do a better job of explaining it than I am in this moment. And then I also have a little children's book called Mystic's Magical Journey, which is all about our little unicorn character here who does not know they're a unicorn. This deck is actually based on the major arcana of the Unicorn's Journey Tarot, my first ever tarot deck that I have created. These are available in my Etsy shop along with this children's book, and these books are available anywhere you can get books pretty much. The most exciting thing I have to tell you today, though, as far as like my creations is, and it's not really my creation, it's a collaboration, but the Sassy Dragons Tarot, the classic edition and the Not Safe for Work edition are out now on Etsy. I have a link to that in my link tree down below. You can check it out. It's supportivetarot.etsy.com. Really easy to remember, but you can also just go look at the link. But anyways, if you don't know the Sassy Dragons Tarot, this is actually like the best. It is the most beginner friendly. The meanings are right on the cards. They're super fun, very punchy, will give you the reading that you need. This is a very no nonsense deck. If you're looking for something that's going to tell it to you like it is, Sassy Dragons is it. This is basically my wife Peggy's personality in a tarot deck, and it's amazing. So she's behind all of the card meanings and made so many decisions about this deck and put it together. Well, it says in the box I supervised. We'll call it that. And then the Not Safe for Work edition is the same thing, but the meanings are a lot sassier and have some swears throughout. So that is what you will find in the Not Safe for Work edition of the deck. Same thing, sort of a day versus night vibe. These are both available on Etsy right now. So very, very excited about that. Go check it out. Let's get into today's video. So we're going to be doing a recent deck roundup, and I have a bunch of goodies to show. Timing and just how things have worked out. Several things have come in. So this is a video I do every month where I show the things I've purchased, Kickstarters that I've backed that have come in, as well as anything that has been sent to me from creators, for other indie deck creators, for review or to share with you. So I have just a fun mishmash of things today, and I can't wait to get into it. I do also have a few books, but since those are more related to my special interest, I will leave those till near the end. But yeah, goodies, all the goodies. So we're just going to jump right in. The first thing I wanted to kick off today's video with is this stuff. I have not opened it yet, but I'm very excited to get into it. So if you haven't heard, oh, I need to save all these stickers. What am I going to do? If you haven't heard, Stephanie Bros and Adam Ohlers of Three Trees Tarot are updating their decks. And so these are prototypes of the updated decks that she sent me so that I could show them to all of you. And I cannot wait to get into it. So let me just get these stickers off so that I can rescue them, because who doesn't like to rescue a good sticker? So if you don't know their decks, this would be the Oak, Ash, and Thorn Tarot, the Smoke, Ash, and Embers. Oh my god, it's a little crab. Smoke, Ash, and Embers Tarot, which is their dragon-themed deck, which I love them both so much. And then the Thistledown Oracle, which pairs beautifully with both of those tarot decks. So let's get into the Thistledown first. So they've done a few things. They have changed the backings, which I'm very excited about. Okay, I saved the sticker, and then I'm like an absolute monster about getting into the paper. So exciting! Okay, so this will be the Thistledown Oracle. Yes. They've also changed the borders and the fonts so that everything has a more cohesive look. Now keep in mind, these are prototypes, so the corners have not been rounded. So that's the Thistledown Oracle. We'll take a look at that. Now this was up for pre-order. I don't know if it's still in pre-order status or if you can now just purchase it, but either way, I will have links to these as well as everything else I'm about to share in today's video down below for you, so you can check them out for yourself. But I do know that Stephanie was very excited about these changes, and I'm excited about them. I think they're going to create a really cohesive look across all of the decks. Oh my goodness. Again, total monster. Let's see. I mean, they're wrapped really well. They will be in boxes. These are prototypes, so they're not in boxes. But she does outline in her newsletter, like all of the changes. Is this the back? Yeah, that's the back. She does outline in her newsletters all of the changes, and I believe on the website as well, so that you can check out what the changes are. I also think there's some changes to the box, but now, right now, of course, now that I'm filming, and she gave me all the information, but now that I'm filming, I can't remember what the changes were to the box. What the changes were to the boxes. I think maybe 2-piece. I think they're maybe going to be 2-piece instead of tuck, but don't quote me on that. Okay, let's take a look. Oh, and this will be Smoke Ash and Embers. Something else to keep in mind about prototype decks is that the colors are less vivid and rich than they will be in the final version. So if the colors seem a little bit paler than what you're expecting, that is why. I am obsessed with the new back designs. So I'm going to actually grab my copies so I can show you the differences. So like that. So these are my personal copies. They have seen tons of use. But the original Thistledown Oracle had this backing, little sleepy fox, but it wasn't reversible, number one. And you can see just, oh my gosh, just beautiful. I love this deck so much. So this was borderless and then also had these semi-transparent banners with a keyword on it like that. Now the new version of the Thistledown has this really sweet reversible squirrel design on it. Like that. So we can really see comparatively, that's the difference. So we have this nice reversible squirrel. So you can see across on the table, seeing them all lined up, like they really go nicely, right? And then instead of being fully borderless, they are now bordered and they have this little cutout and, oh, and the fonts have been unified across all the decks as well. So for example, this is the old layout. In fact, I'll even grab the same card just so we can see a really good side by side. There we go. Okay. So here is the old acknowledgement card and here is the new acknowledgement card. So very, very different in the overall aesthetic, but I think it creates a much more unified look across the decks. Now, obviously, I'm quite bonded to my current copy, but I do like that they have been made more unified. So that's the changes in the Thistledown Oracle. And then we have the Oak, Ash, and Thorn. Oh, I'm obsessed with this deck. So here's my personal copy. I've used it so much. If you took my Tarot with Training Wheels course, you've totally seen it. And I actually have always been quite fond of these backings, but I really love the crows on the new backing. So this is the old backing. This is the new backing. Again, it will have rounded corners, but that's really sweet. I really like that change. And then we have the cards themselves, and the cutouts here, as I understand it, have been smoothed out. And again, as you can see, the fonts now match, whereas this was like an all capitalized font. This is now the same font, which is nice. Versus, let me just grab, the font was actually different before. But let me grab the Fool so you can see. So here again, you can see the difference, right? So we had a little banner like that, and it was like sort of a cursive-y font. They've also added the major arcana numbers here. So the richness of color you see on the left is what you will see on the right when it's not a prototype. So again, the color difference there is just because this is a prototype. But that's the difference there. And then again for the backings, right? We have the crows now instead of this oak leaf, mixed leaf design, I guess you could say. And then we have Smoke, Ash, and Embers. So here's my personal copy. And this, oh, I see what you mean now. So this one did have a capitalized font, but it wasn't, I think it might be the same font as used in the Thistledown Oracle. So this is the old Smoke, Ash, and Embers. I'm showing it next to Thistledown so you can see the font difference. Now let's get to the Hermit card here, and you'll be able to see exactly what the difference looks like. So again, when you see them up close and you're like, okay, this font was cute, but like now you have the number, now you have a wider, it's a little bit less claustrophobic in this banner space. I think it looks a lot cleaner and a lot nicer that way. But I really like when you look across all three, and what I would typically do is have the Oracle in the middle. But when you look across all three like this, I'm going to just move it up so you can kind of see the comparison between the two, the old and the new. So that's what the new one looks like on the table. Obviously, again, rounded corners. I'm going to just keep repeating myself just because I don't want to leave anybody with the wrong impression here. And then size-wise, everything's exactly the same. So Thistledown is a little bit smaller than the Tarots, and I love that size. I think it works really nicely, especially because I also have the Oak, Ash, and Thorn in a mini, or in like a travel size, and I love that this looks so nice next to both the mini and the full size. But I think you can really see when you see them all laid out like this, much more cohesive looking with the borders, I think. Now, I like the borderless as well, to be honest. I don't have a strong opinion about the borderless versus the bordered, but I really like the changes to the fonts to make them all really cohesive. And I have to admit, I think overall, this aesthetic matches really, really nicely. So I'm excited about these changes. I think they're going to be good changes. Now, she also sent these little envelopes. So let me just double check that there's not something in here. Okay, so this looks like an example of the back design again, but is this different than... Oh wait, no, this is this one. Looks like maybe a slight color difference. So this might be a corrected version. So looks like on the left might be, this might even be the final, like more rich color. The squirrel's a little warmer toned here, a little more gray, a little bit more chestnutty or brown. Not chestnutty, but a little more brown in the, so let's just put that there. So this is the one that came in the envelope. And then let's check this one. So we have our crows, which is for our oak, ash, and thorn. Yeah, this looks like they maybe did some color correction. So the left one looks like it's probably going to be the final version. It's subtle, but I mean, I understand. Like as a creator, you really want it to be representative of what the final is going to look like. So here we have the color corrected version there. So hopefully that gives a good idea. I will say I much prefer these backs for the dragon deck. I really struggled with these backings. As much as I love this dragon, it was sometimes difficult to tell myself whether it was supposed to be this way or this way, and I don't think I was alone in that. So I think the new backs is going to be really nice, especially for the dragon deck. But otherwise, cardstock exactly the same. It's this luscious matte. It feels really nice. I love these decks. I was holding the old one, but I love these decks so much. They feel really good. They're great. This is my favorite dragon deck. This is my favorite animal deck. What I love about the Oak, Ash, and Thorn is that it feels very Rider-Waite-Smith. It's very easy to read with despite not being an exact clone or anything like that. It's an animal deck, but because there's enough of the Rider-Waite-Smith baked into this deck, I don't feel lost like I do with a lot of animal decks. It doesn't take extra work. I know what these animals are, thank goodness. At least I think I do. And it doesn't lose me on that point, which is really great. And then when you get into the minors, you get this cohesion, right? So through the, let me just find where I'm trying to get here. Through the cup suit, you have these sweet little squirrels and their little acorns, which is adorable. And then through the pentacle suit, you have hares, as in rabbits. Is a rabbit and a hare the same thing? Somebody tell me in the chat. Also, the little hearts in their fur is like just the sweetest little detail. You'll see it in the squirrels and stuff too. And then in the swords, you have crows, which is just great. And then in the wands, you have foxes. I really liked that. I liked that instead of it being like a crazy big, wild, diverse bunch of animals, we sort of stuck with a theme. That makes it easier for people like me that sometimes do struggle with types of animals. So there's that. Now I'm going to quickly just take a peek at my phone, at my email, and just see if there's any details I have forgotten to point out about the differences in these updated editions. There was a change from the Hanged Man to, or sorry, from the Hanged Man or the Hanged Squirrel to the Hanged One. And so it's the Hanged One now across both Oak, Ash, and Thorn and Smoke, Ash, and Embers. So now they both say the Hanged One, which is, I think, good. We saw the backing design change. The guide cards, the keyword guide cards, have been redesigned. So these are at the back. These look similar to me, but they have had some slight changes to the design. They will come with certificates of authenticity, all 3 of them. And there is a couple of like bonus cards that have been retired. And I thought there was something about the box. Ah, yes. Okay. Oak, Ash, and Thorn, and Smoke, Ash, and Embers will come in beautiful 2-piece boxes made up of two parts. The base will be made from sturdy corrugated cardboard that feels protective and reliable, while the lid will be made from eco-friendly color plan paper. Each box will feature a charming woodland-themed letterpress design printed with vegetable-based ink. And Thistledown will remain in a tuck box. That's this little guy here. As will all future Oracle and mini decks, though the design is getting a fresh new look. So I think those are the main changes. And of course, all of the details will be on the Three Trees Tarot website, so you can always check that out. But frankly, I'm such a humongous fan of Stephanie and Adam's work. I think they create beautiful decks together. And I'm so thrilled that she's making these changes. Now I've got to decide if I'm going to round the corners and move to these new editions, or I don't know. I mean, my editions are so like broken in that part of me is like, I don't know, will I make the change? So time will tell. I'll keep y'all posted, but I love sharing what they've been up to, and I'm really excited. Oh, I've switched these. I'm really excited that they're making these changes. That would be not good if I got my dragon deck when I meant to get my other deck. But I use these all the time. They are solid readers in my collection. The Oracle is fabulous. They all work really, really nicely, both together and separately. And I mean, it's great. I mean, I don't think there's any other dragon deck quite like this one. It's got the elemental vibes. We've got water dragons and air dragons and fire dragons. And it's fabulous. Got my blank card in there. But yeah, super, super exciting. So let me move that stuff out of the way. Okay, no particular order. Let's go next to the Quietrebel Oracle. So this is a Kickstarter that I backed. I think I backed it like it must have been right after a Hot Takes stream or a Hot Takes video that Danny and I were doing. It's a collage deck. Look at this down at the bottom. This is by Lynn Thurman. Truth bombs in the bottom corners. Love that. It doesn't have thumb cutouts, but it's a nicely loose lid, so I'm not concerned about that at all. But it's a 2-piece box. And we have our guidebook. We've got a reversible flamingo design on the back, which is just amazing. And I have not taken a look at this yet. So this is my first in-person peek, but I was just so absolutely enamored with this when I saw it on Kickstarter. So beware thought police. This is autonomy. Bloom in the cracks, resilience. I love the vibes of this. Burn it down, release. Connect to the limitless. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm not going to go through all of these. As with all of my recent deck roundups, please let me know if you would like to see a full walkthrough and breakdown of the deck, because that is how I plan what walkthrough videos I'm going to prioritize. But I'm really excited to play with this. I love the collage. I love that there's these really great titles, and then there's also a keyword. Then we have like a double-sided card at the back. The Quiet Rebellion starts with you. Okay. So really excited to play with this. I feel like this will pair in a really fun way with decks like the Scarab and Dahlia, but it might pair well with other things also. I kind of thought this might go nicely next to the Tarot of a Holy Spectrum. For some reason, I don't know why I was thinking that, but I was thinking that. And then the guidebook, we got some nice big entries. Oh, we've got a truth bomb in every card. I freaking love that. Okay, so that looks like it might even be like a bit of a journal entry. If you want to see this in more detail, let me know. I will definitely be happy to make a video about that one. This one, oh my God. Okay, so I know I've already shown it on the channel in my last Hot Takes that I filmed with Danny. But this is Danny's newest deck, the Petite Fee playing cards. Oh my God. Now, you get it from Make Playing Cards. You will find a link to this, as with everything else, in the description box down below. I added on this plastic playing card case from Make Playing Cards, and I'm actually really happy with it. It's like really secure. It's like a really strong like snap closure. Makes it feel very protected. Now, the Petite Fee playing cards are on the Eco Herbiage cardstock that Make Playing Cards has. The same one as the Magical Nature Tarot that I just obsessed with. But I've already shuffled and played with this a bit. But, I mean, it's Danny's deck. Like, hello? What's really amazing are the face cards. So the face cards have these great expressions that remind me of, like, a Marseille deck. Look at them. Look at them. They're just fabulous. So she based this on some historical decks, playing card decks, that were old enough that they didn't have mirrored court cards or face cards. They were all facing like one direction. So she drew some and had them facing it. She mirrored them. So she drew some and mirrored them. And she's so talented. But the face cards really come alive. And for me, having a playing card deck that Danny has made for me to work with for playing card divination is like top tier magic. Like, it's the best thing ever. The cardstock feels incredible. It's like got good snap, but it also has this kind of like textured feel to it. It's absolutely amazing. It has that like little bit of a scent that this Eco Herbiage cardstock just has. And I love the hand-drawn diamonds and the chunky hearts. I love all of it. I love it all so much. And of course, I'm such a fan of everything she creates. And this is sort of in honor of her grandparents. So these little jokers are actually a specific callback to her grandparents. And she talks a little bit about, this deck in the little intro card that comes with it, but really super special. You can check it out. Danny's got it up in her Make Playing Card shop, which again, I will have linked down below. Please go check it out. I think it's just beautiful. And she'd been working on this for quite some time. So I was really excited to find out that she had finished it. So I ordered a copy straight away, but that is the Petite Fee playing cards by Ms. Danny Mystic. Okay, a A mutual on Instagram brought this to my attention and I snapped it up right away. So this is called Arpia's Tarot, Witch Gateways. I ordered it direct from the creator's website. Again, I will have a link down below. I might have to look it up before I do the thing. But just as a heads up, there is a QR code on the bottom. But I ordered this direct from the creator. This is a legit copy. I wish they'd have maybe put that on the inside simply because we've had this be something that we can use to identify counterfeits in the past. But this is legit. Again, I would only recommend ordering directly from her site because I don't know as easily how to tell if there are any unauthorized copies. But this is the cutest little tarot. So it's a 2-piece box. Again, anything you want to see a full walkthrough of, let me know. It's got an adorable little guidebook that is, I believe, in English. Yes, it's bilingual. So it's in English and I believe Spanish. Don't quote me on that. I think that's it. Look at these freaking hot pink sparkly blingy edges. It is a linen finish glossy cardstock, semi-gloss, like casino finish cardstock. It's a nice quality cardstock. But it is linen, and look at these colors. Like, it is so fun and playful and vibrant. Obsessed, legitimately. Now, it's very much a Rider-Waite-Smith based deck, but like, look at the fork. Look at him. Amazing. Ariel vibes and the 9 of Cups for sure. It's so cute. It's just fun. It's absolutely fun. It's absolutely adorable. And I had to have it. Totally my style. So this is called Arpia's Tarot. Here it is here. And I don't think I've seen anybody else talking about it. I feel like there's not a lot that goes fully underneath my radar, but this one totally had, and I'm really excited about it. And I'm kind of obsessed with the edges. But fun little deck. Definitely will be nice and easy to shuffle. Feels like it's probably like a 310 GSM cardstock. I don't know if it's a black core. I can't remember. It might have said on the website. I don't recall. But in any case, very excited to have this and to play with this. Love the colors. Love all the purpley tones, the berry tones in this deck for sure. So that's a fun one. Okay, next up, I have the Illuminated deck of Holy Souls by Lindsay D'Amore Williams, who is the creator of the, oh gosh, what's it called? What's it called? Desert Illuminations. Desert Illuminations. So this is a deck based on the saints. So it says the Illuminated deck of Holy Souls contains 78 cards featuring exquisite Technicolor illustrations of saints and angels. There's a misspelling on the box, but that's okay. Angels designed to inspire and provide hope during challenging times. Each card serves as a beacon of light, offering prayers and guidance to illuminate your path. Shuffle and draw a card to see which message and Holy Soul resonates with you. So I was really excited to snap this up. It just kind of showed up in my feed at the exact right time. But I've seen other decks that have saints or mystics or ascended masters or however you want to look at that kind of stuff and haven't resonated with it. But I certainly love this one. So again, if you want to see a full walkthrough, let me know. I would love to dive into this with you all. But you can see the tones are very much Technicolor. It is a really nice high quality linen deck. I absolutely am obsessed. What I really love is that it has the saint names, but that alone would not have done a lot for me, even with all of my studies lately. I love that underneath that there is a sweet little message that is like a prayer. So it's like, help me to walk in truth and strength on my spiritual journey, is what it says for St. Peter. Or St. Paula Frassinetti, it says, inspire me with your dedication to education and service, and help me to live with compassion and a heart for others. Or like St. Matthew is, inspire me to live with integrity and compassion in all of my actions. So really nice kind of manifestation cards. And there's a ton of them. How many cards is in here? Oh, it's 78. It's 78, but there is not an alignment with tarot. It's just, there's 78 cards because there's like, look at all of them. Archangel Jophiel, Archangel Camiel. Yeah, Camiel. Zadkiel, Pope John Paul II, St. Gertrude, St. Valentine. There's a bunch in here. Now, this is a new area for me, and I passed it up when I first saw it because I'm like, what am I going to do with this? And then I'm like, well, actually, my path has changed a lot. I also am obsessed with the backs. Oh my gosh. I love it so much. And if you want to hear more about my side questing into like all of this stuff, Christian mysticism and the Bible and all that kind of stuff, you can check out my live stream on charting my spiritual path that I went into a lot of detail about my side questing and studies and so forth. So if you're curious about my take on that, that's where you can hear all about it in detail. And it is timestamped. I went back and timestamped it. I did not go back and link resources because I haven't had a chance yet. But if I get a chance, I will try to do that at some point. But anyways, if you want to hear more about my thoughts on that, that's where you can find it. Okay, next up. is the Flower Child Tarot by Kira Cyan. Okay, so I purchased this one. I don't know if I said that. I also purchased this. I think I did, but just in case. The Flower Child Tarot, I wasn't going to get this. I was pretty sure I didn't need this. And then I started playing a new roleplay version of, or roleplay playthrough of Baldur's Gate 3 with Damichelle. I'm playing a character whose name is Alex, who's got this kind of punk kind of vibe on her. And Dawn is playing this adorable character named Daphne, who has this like really, she's got this very sunshiny personality, very optimistic, pretty naive, and is got this adorable country accent, and it's the best thing ever. Anyways, this is totally a Daphne deck, and Dawn got it to be a Daphne deck, and then I was like, well, I need it because Daphne. I'm obsessed with the Daphne character. Now I'm using the Tarot of the Holy Spectrum for Alex, for my character. But this is so dang cute. I just had to. It's too adorable. And there's hanging frogs. There's flowers with faces. It's got this super 70s font. It's got really nice matte cardstock. Anyways, I just love it. I'm so glad I picked it up. It's super cute. Look at the eyes in the Nine of Swords. Like it's mostly a Rider-Waite-Smith, right? But it's so cute and it's so Daphne. Look at the chickens in the Six of Pentacles. Like, I'm obsessed. This is so cute. Who published this? Oh, Page Street Publishing. I don't know if I have any other Page Street Publishing decks now that I think about it. I mean, the line work is kind of like basic. I don't know how else to describe it. It's fairly simple, I suppose, in its illustration. I mean, it's really cute. And look at the suns on the back. It's just a happy deck. It's a happy deck. It reminded me of Daphne. I mean, the frog. There's so many frogs in the majors. Like, look. It's so stinking cute. Anyways, that is the Flower Child Tarot. I have not dug into the guidebook yet. Oh, it's got color-coded page edges. I think Dawn showed that to me, or showed it in a live stream or something. This is so stinking cute. The text in this guidebook is so small. Holy cow. But anyway, that is the Flower Child Tarot. It's got spot gloss on the box. Like, it's nice production value. Cardstock feels good. Yeah, that's a fun one. I'm going to be excited to play with that. I also picked up, I don't know what this was. I don't know if this was like not a FOMO thing. It was like I want to be one of the cool kids thing. I don't know. But the Lacrimosa Tarot, I was seeing people talk about it. It is really objectively beautiful. I got the version with the red backs. If you have not seen this going around on social media, this is by Rose Bay Tarot. And again, like red backs. It's got this like very simple sort of crucifix on the back. This is a very goth deck. I think what excited me about this, first of all, it does seem to be based on a lot of, I want to say like Bible moments, but in a kind of gothy way. I would love to do a more in-depth walkthrough giving my impressions on this. You do get some references in this little included pamphlet, but this is like, I don't know, there's something about this that just seems really like moody and special and just, I don't know, there's something about this that just really caught my eye. Maybe because it's stripped back. Like I love this. It's so dark. It's so dark. I don't know, there's something about it. It just really caught my attention. I'm not quite sure what else to say, but kind of excited to play around with this. This was definitely I saw it, I was like, this is so unique. And I had to. So that is the Lacrimosa Tarot. I don't have a ton I can say about it yet because I haven't worked with it. I haven't really dug into it, but it was one of those things where I feel like I was going to regret it if I didn't get it. And there are decks, this as far as I know is going to remain available, but a lot of the other decks created by Rose Bay, they don't stick around for long. And part of me was like, well, just in case, I don't want to have regrets because I have occasionally kind of second guessed wondering if I should have picked up other ones. So this is Lacrimosa. Again, there's probably some other videos already out on TarotTube, but if you want to see me go through it in more detail, I would be happy to do that. Oh my gosh. I am so excited about this. This is the Cries of the Souls Oracle by Isabella Surf, illustrated by Daphne Sabane. This is a rock pool deck. The box is linen, which is super fun. And there's some like little flashes of foiling details on the back, or on the box, I mean. Thumb cutouts. This is really a unique deck, especially in the mass market, and I'm really excited about it. So essentially, this is definitely a shadow-themed deck, and mass market shadow-themed decks have been hit or miss for me, but this one, when I saw how the cards were designed, I was like, oh my gosh, I love this. First of all, we have black edges. We have this design on the back, And then here's how it's set up. So here we have abandonment. Everything I give other people, I give myself first. So it sort of like calls out the shadowy thing, the like difficult thing. And then it kind of gives a mantra on kind of turning that on its head, which I think is really powerful. So here's self-sabotage. Instead of self-sabotage, I trust in renewal and in the steps I take toward the future. Right? Inner pain, I confidently embrace my internal torment. Past lessons, I establish my own rules with respect for everyone's boundaries. Evading happiness, I create my own peace of mind. So I would love, again, this is another one that would be fun to do a big deep dive in. Lack of self-love, I love myself for who I am today. Dark night of the soul, rejection, secrets, betrayal. But the illustrations are somewhat simple, and I feel like this would pair well with a lot of things, but having something that explores shadowy themes in such a easy to work with kind of way where it gives you sort of the poison and the medicine in the same card. I really love that. I haven't looked at the guidebook yet, so let's take a quick peek and see. Okay, so we have, for example, we have our humiliation card and then the affirmation in the guidebook. Then we get wisdom, supplement, warning, and moving forward. So to me, it's almost like for as far as like embracing your shadow, here we have humiliation, right? The wisdom is, I appeared when you felt a lack of respect for your intimacy, when things inside you were examined and you were denied your dignity. You became ashamed of yourself and of your past, reactions and reference framework. You felt that when other people looked at you, they took away part of your energy. I made you feel, so it's as if humiliation is speaking to you. I made you feel that everything about you was polluted, so you made apologies and tucked yourself away, which prevented you from loving yourself and sharing healthy forms of love with other people. I stop you from feeling good about yourself. But then there's supplement. So how is humiliation helpful, right? I cause you a lot of pain, but I can also be a source of reassurance. My presence produces a privileged relationship with shame and guilt and makes you feel unworthy of positive emotions. The more I am present, the more they draw away from you, and you remain in your familiar comfort zone, taking no risks and creating no ties. You remain alone, which can be reassuring because then you don't run the risk of being disappointed or hurting others. Your pain protects you from even more suffering, but this is not helpful for you. So actually, it's not how it's helpful. It's like, what is like, why do we hold on maybe to this energy? Could be what that is. And then warning, I can't leave because I'm grounded inside of you. It goes on from there. And then we have moving forward. The more you accept yourself, the less I'll cause you pain. And so it's like this really deep dive into this energy, how it feels, how to work with it, and kind of maybe how to befriend, how to at least get to know it, how to have kind of coffee or tea with it and understand it. I think that can be really powerful. And it's one of the most comprehensively sort of built systems on shadow work, especially in a mass market deck, that I've seen yet. I am really excited about this, and I think there's a lot of potential. It kind of, like, I have Reclaim Oracle, which is an indie deck, and I absolutely love that deck. It definitely has its own vibe and is its own thing. But I have Reclaim, I have Wisdom of the Shadow. Again, its own thing does its own thing, but I feel like this has kind of this comprehensive look at these difficult things and can help you dig into it and really contemplate it and get to know it. And I think that can be super, super powerful. What does it say on the back? Yeah, we all carry soul wounds and the blocks our unconsciousness creates to protect us. With the guidance of this compassionate deck, you can uncover and heal those hurts and learn to accept yourself at the deepest level. This deck will help you receive messages from your traumatized self and become aware of your most profound needs and desires. Allow yourself to love all of the complex layers of who you are and reveal your inherent magic. There's 42 cards. I mean, they seem to pack a punch just at first glance, so I will definitely keep you guys posted on how I feel about this, but I think it has a ton of potential. Okay, here's a fun one. The Wizard of Oz Tarot. This is a Inside Editions deck, and I was nervous but excited about this. So it's got some really nice UV gloss, spot gloss on the box, which is super fun. Some little details here. And thumb cutouts, of course. Now, I have taken a peek because I have no chill, but I have to say I'm pretty impressed. I will give you guys the punchline version. And again, if you want a full walkthrough of anything in this video, just comment down below. Upvote each other's comments too, so I can really see which ones y'all most want to see. But this is what the backings look like. We have a hint of the Emerald City and the poppies here on the back. What's really cool about this is that the cards that are illustrating moments of the movie, The Wizard of Oz, that are from the black and white portions are in these sepia tones. And then when we're actually in Oz, we get these emerald kind of borders and these bright pops of color, and then back to sepia, right? So again, this is one that would be really fun to do a full walkthrough of, but I love the world with that. I think this is really, really, really fun. And I can tell you all right now, it is not a pip deck. We definitely have full scenic minor arcana, which is amazing. There's a strong Rider-Waite-Smith grip on the composition and the cards, which I think is going to make it really easy for people to work with. And the suits make sense. There's a lot of layers there. There's some cool associations with the courts, or is it with the aces? Let me just see. Hold on. I'm not going to spoil. Yeah, it's with the courts. So if you want to see more, if you want to see a full like exploration of this, I would love to do that. Let me know in the comments down below and I can plan my content accordingly. But I'm very excited about this. I wasn't sure, but I feel like Inside Editions has been doing a better and better job with fully scenic minors and really putting a lot more energy, I think, into representing the fandom with the artwork. The guidebook has some nice full color images. So yeah, real excited about that. It is a little bit of a bulkier package, these Inside Editions. This is much like I think it's a little more compact than the Villains Tarot was, but I'm trying to think if I have another one handy. I don't have another one like close at hand, but I'm real excited about this. I think this was a really good purchase. I had pre-ordered it. It actually arrived like on release day, which is how Amazon pre-orders used to work. Seems like they might be figuring that out, which is amazing. Super excited about it. Okay, this next one actually is a book, but I brought out the deck that it goes with. So some time ago, I cannot tell you when, I backed the Wild Way Oracle deck. I think this was an Indiegogo backing. And then later on, they put out another Indiegogo or Kickstarter or something for am I mixing up stuff here? No, that's part of their stuff. Okay. For a book to go with it. And that was what was missing. So I have not ever worked with the deck, even though I'm sure I've had this well over a year. I'm sure maybe even 2 years. It might even say somewhere on here. I've just held on to it. The Wild Way deck is a Deccan-based deck, and it's super cute. It's by the creators of the Faunabelle Tarot, which was a deck that was so adorable and I wanted to love and be able to work with, but just couldn't. It didn't end up working out for me. And in fairness, when this deck came out, they did have these really nice little cards that would tell you keywords for each of the Deccans, which is convenient for sure. I don't know if they still include these with the deck. If you get it now, I'm assuming they do, but that's super fun. And the way this is structured, you have beautiful backs, is you have a card for each Deccan. So this is the Aries 1 card, Go Boldly, the Aries 2 card, Take the Lead, the Aries 3 card, Feed Your Desires, etc. And it goes on through all of the Deccans. Now, this was exciting to me because I tried to do a Deccan walk before, but I got a little lost in the weeds. And what I love about this is that it's a card to represent the Deccan. It's super straightforward. We've got a nice, easy theme to follow. So it's like, okay, Aries 1 is about being bold. Like, I got it. But I really wanted more, and a book like this to accompany your Deccan walk, I mean, first of all, it's a beautifully produced book. It, again, took ages. And not because it took longer than it should or anything like that. I just felt like I was waiting for it forever. And now that I have it, I'm so excited. And it did show up in time for Aries 1. I had it set aside and missed Aries 1 technically with it, I think. I think we're past Aries 1, or I think. I have to double check, but regardless, I kind of missed it because I was holding on to it to show in this video. But in this guidebook, and I got a sneak peek because a member of mine already had it and was working with it, so that's great. So we have an intro to the Deccans. We have information about the minor arcana of the tarot. This just looks like it's a beautifully designed book, which is really exciting. Some astrology basics, some animal ambassadors. We have a wheel of the year, how to use the book and the deck. We have a Deccan wheel, which is amazing. So it's a little bit hard for my eyes to read this, though. So I don't know how useful that Deccan wheel will be for me personally. And then we get into it. So we start off with Aries. And we get an introduction to the Aries Deccans. And then we have this just beautiful spread all about Aries 1 Go Boldly. So it talks about it. And you have quite a bit of information. And there is a Rider-Waite-Smith card that shows you which tarot card is associated with this particular Deccan. Planetary rulers, which degrees. I mean, so awesome. So you get this the whole way through. And then there are also in this deck some Sabbath cards. So you also have some pages all about the Wheel of the Year. Like, look how freaking cute these are, though. So yeah, I'm really excited about this, actually. I think this is just beautiful. It's really nicely produced. So now I have something that can accompany a Deccan walk for me that is very simple and just digestible, I think is the thing. So I'm really, really, really stoked about it. I'm hoping to do some work with this. I don't know if I'm going to end up doing a Deccan walk this year, even though I could just jump in. I feel like there's so much on my plate at the moment. So we'll have to wait and see. I will report back. But also in my pack here were all of these other things. So let's see what all this stuff is. Oh my God, look! It's a little charm. Oh my God, how cute are you? Is there anything else in here? No. So I don't know if I'm supposed to put this on a cord, I guess, or like, how cute. Okay, and then we have this little thank you card. This little adorable illustration on it. This, I don't know what this is. The Bothy, Your Home at the Wild Way. Oh, it looks like it's a membership situation that they offer, so that's cool. This bookmark feels so nice. It is like a soft touch finish. Oh my God, that is beautiful. I love that. I love that. So perfect to go with the book. Where's my book? I'm gonna put my bookmark in my book. That seems like a good thing to do. That's awesome. Love that. And then I think these are stickers. So that's pretty adorable. Let's take a look. I will have to put these in my sticker book. Otherwise I'll forget all about them. So there are 2 sheets. These are nice big stickers too. Oh my God, they're so stinking cute. Oh my gosh. And there's that character again. That little dude. So cute. Love them. Love them, love them. So I'll put those in my sticker book along with that. I don't want to lose them in the meantime though. Okay. I'm gonna have to put my little charm over here. My candle's still going. That's good. Okay, I'll put those over here. Okay, so that is the end of all of the decks. Now we're going to get into books. I brought in a few books. One was something that I had pre-ordered. Actually, 2 of these I had pre-ordered. One was a kind of impulse purchase. So they are all related to my faith journey. If you want to learn more about that, again, I will mention that I have a live stream that gets into all this. I'm not going all Doreen Virtue. That's the punchline. I like to say that. But anyways, so first I got Elaine Pagel's, I think, The Gnostic Gospels. This was a recommendation that came out of that live stream, and I did some reading. I watched some interviews with Elaine and was really excited about some of her perspectives. I have been a little hesitant with some of the Gnostic stuff because there's some interesting takes that some of the Gnostic stuff gets into that talks about like a demiurge, and it goes a little in directions I'm not sure how I feel about or that I kind of jive with. But I don't know that she does that, and I wanted something that I could really kind of dip into some of the Gnostic Gospels and learn a little bit more about it from somebody who I think is coming at it with a more critical / scholarly, but also like open to the magic kind of approach. And she gave me that vibe. Now, I don't know. Here's what the table of contents looks like. I don't know if that's ultimately what it's going to be. We will see. But this book has actually been around for a long time. She published this initially in 1979, right? Is that right? Yeah, 1979, and this is an updated edition for 1989. This has been around a long time, but again, it was recommended. I think it might be a fun one to explore, so I'm really looking forward to reading this. And because I very much enjoyed her interviews, I actually had pre-ordered her book, her new book called Miracles and Wonder, The Historical Mystery of Jesus. This just came out, so this is... like, I'm pretty sure it's like 2025. Yeah, 2025. So that's quite a big jump from like 1979 to 2025. So that'll be really cool to kind of get to explore. But the back of this says, for scholars, few scholars on the planet have entranced, enthralled, and educated readers about early Christianity as much as Elaine Pagels. Now she turns her gaze to the very core of the Christian faith, the mysterious life of Jesus himself. Miracles and Wonders will delight readers with Pagel's endless curiosity, keen insights, and poignant reflections. And that's Bart Ehrman. He's the author of Misquoting Jesus and host of the Misquoting Jesus podcast. I have his book, Misquoting Jesus, on my Kindle. I haven't read it yet, though. Anyways, it says, let's see, I don't recognize these other authors, but I did recognize Bart Ehrman. There should be some information maybe on the jacket about her. Let's see. About the book. From our preeminent scholar of Christianity, a captivating account of the life of Jesus that explores the mystery of how he inspired a religion that reshaped the world. I don't know. I just was like, let's take a chance. So I'm excited to get into this. There is some images in here. I'm excited. I've heard her talk about some of this stuff in some interviews, like I said, and I was really, really, really curious about her take and to read more into it. So very excited about that. This next one, I am super stoked about it. It's for children. Okay. They actually are coming out with an adult version, but it sounds like the text is the same, except they've just taken out some of the like things that were designed for kids, like these little Let's Talk sections and stuff. Okay. But here's the story. So this is an illustrated storybook Bible, God's Stories as Told by God's Children, brought to you by, this is the important part, the Bible for Normal People. I love the Bible for Normal People podcast. I find that they take a very scholarly approach And I think that's really, really exciting because they come at things from a very non-dogmatic point of view, which I truly appreciate. And they're not afraid to call out the difficult things and to say, like, this stuff doesn't jive, or here's where there's a contradiction. And something like that for kids was very exciting to me. So I think they did kickstart this. I did not back it on Kickstarter, but I pre-ordered it, I believe, on Amazon, I think, and it finally did ship. So what's exciting is that, let me just read the back. Let me just read the back because that'll make more sense. So it says, finally a children's Bible that takes its scholarship as seriously as its storytelling. At the Bible for Normal People, we know that how the Bible works is just as important as what the Bible says, and we think kids should know this too. So we created an illustrated storybook Bible informed by biblical scholarship just for them. A storybook Bible that welcomes their questions and views the Bible as the beginning of a conversation, not the end of one. That illuminates the Bible's historical contexts, embraces its weird bits, and celebrates its many storytellers. So we couldn't do it alone, featuring contributions from over 50 leading biblical scholars, theologians, faith practitioners, and storytellers. It says this book introduces children to the many conversations we find within the Bible and invites kids to add their own voices to the conversations. So I just think this is so cool because it ideally reintroduces, and I've read some of the sample stories because they put them out in their newsletter, and I feel like what it does is it sort of reintroduces kind of Bible stories or sections of the Bible in kind of in order. They've got prophets, they have Apocrypha, which is amazing, like in a children's. Are you kidding? They have apocryphal stories. This is one from 2 Maccabees. This is one from Acts 9:1. This is one for, oh wait, is that the only one for Apocrypha? Is there only one? There might be only one. There might be only the one apocryphal story. That's a 2 Maccabees story. Is there any others? No. So yeah, so we have prophets, Torah, prophets, writings. So that might be like the book of Job. Like here we have Ezra, Nehemiah. I don't know if there'll be ones here from like Psalms. But what's really great is that if we can, okay, so here's one all about Ruth and Naomi. I think this is actually the one I got to read a sample of. And so it tells you who's telling the story, who illustrated the artwork, and then it has the story. And then it has stuff like, let's talk, see how kindness spreads. Ruth's kindness to Naomi made Boaz kind to Ruth. Who have you been kind to this week? Some people thought Ruth did not belong in God's family because she was a foreigner, but others like Naomi and Boaz thought she did. What do you think? So I think there's some interesting, like thought-provoking little bits here. You know, do you ever feel certain things? I don't know. I just thought this was really sweet because I know the take of the Bible for Normal People podcast. I really appreciate their approaches, and it kind of opens things up for a lot more interpretation and a lot more like personal interpretation. And I think doing that in a format that's designed to be accessible to kids is so cool. So I wanted to support it. I wanted to check it out, and I'm a big kid, so I'm hoping to enjoy these. So we'll see. I will definitely, like, oh, there's like a now what? Anyway, I'm excited about this. I will definitely be playing with this as well. All right, y'all, that is everything that came in since the last time I did a recent deck roundup. Thanks for hanging out with me. I can't wait to hear what you've been up to and what you've brought in or what you've been enjoying lately. So don't forget to comment that down below. And don't forget to let me know which things you would like to see a more deep dive on as far as the decks, if you want to see a full walkthrough. Or members, if you are a magical unicorn and up and want to see one of these decks in our upcoming monthly member readings, let me know that in the comments down below, or drop me a DM, or message us, you know, post about it in the Unicorn Fam Facebook group, like whatever. And as always, you all, I appreciate you so, so much. An extra big thank you goes out to my Unicorn Fam channel members. Thank you so much for supporting all of my work here. It really makes such a huge, huge difference. And we've had a bunch of new members join lately. So welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm excited to see how the membership unfolds in the coming months. We did recently make some changes. To everybody who is watching, don't forget to click the like button and do subscribe. Every subscriber helps. And also that is how you will see my videos show up in your subscription feed, which is a great way not to miss anything. All right, y'all, that is it for now. Until next time, may your magic always shine from the inside out. Bye.